Glovebox Live's Nick Johns interviews Emily Smith.
If you go looking down in the summer at the village at the bottom of the well, you find nice things and butterfly wings, policemen's hats as well. Well, the ladies, they won't touch you, cause they're all so very nice. There's cats and dogs and bats and frogs and little pink sugar mice. Come along and sing of summer coming on. Come along and sing of summer, summers are coming on. Summers are coming on.
You've had 6 albums.
I think it's 5 actual solo Emily Smith ones, and then Jamie and I have done a duo album along the way, and I did a compilation album. So yeah, if you count the compilation one, that's 6, yeah.
And are they on a lot of different labels?
They're all now on our own label, Whitefall Records.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, 2 of them, that one there you have there, and the one that came after that I licensed just for 5 years, but that's since reverted back to us, so that shows how old that is.
Okay, so you're doing the cottage industry approach.
We are, indeed, yeah.
And do you license then to other territories and things?
Sometimes we do, or mainly we just do a distribution deal, and so we self-release, but we have worldwide distribution.
Okay. So. Does that not cause problems in terms of exporting stock? Or do you just sell stock to different territories?
We just give it mainly, actually in the UK at the moment, we mainly give it to one UK distributor and they ship it all worldwide. So it cuts down on...
I used to work in the music business, so I know the kind of difference between licensing for different territories and distribution.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously the further afield, the more everyone's paying to get the stuff out there.
Totally, yeah.
So, which nowadays must be even worse.
It must be, yeah. So at the moment I only have the time and the energy to just focus on giving the distribution and away it goes. And also, I mean, you tend to sell... Where we tour are the places that we tend to sell albums, so and they're relatively...
Presumably selling albums at gigs is just a huge part of what you do.
It's still a big part, it's still by and large, although we do sell quite a few through, we use Proper Music Distribution, and since we went with them about, I don't know how long ago, 5 years ago, definitely the sales are maybe not half and half, but... if you're touring, that helps their sales as well as it helps my live sales. So
and they'll hit all the shops then.
They cover all the bases and all the there's it's so complicated these days with it, not only the hard copies but the digital sales as well.
About that.
And I just let them do it all. I used to supply to various different outlets and distributors, but I just make anything for making life easier and more streamlined.
Have you gone down the line of digital only content?
Sorry.
Yeah. Rugby interruption.
Rugby. What do you mean by?
Well, just, a lot of bands and things now
only do a digital release.
Oh, I've released an album.
Oh, right, okay.
And you go, oh, where can I get it? Oh, well, it's only digital.
No, not so far. No, I'd still prefer. I still like to have a hard copy available because quite a lot of our fan base is still. The kind of folk that want to have something in their hand when they hand over their money. So I think it's good to do the two together.
Like me, you mean? Bald head,
greying
beard.
And me though, I like to get the sleeve notes and have a good read and that kind of thing. So I think at the moment we'll keep going both directions.
Yeah. Do you have stuff? Do you have downloads and things available on your website and things like that, so you can download stuff?
Not on the website. All our downloads are like iTunes. All the big so all the albums available on the big.
It's all linked through though, so it's really easy.
We tend not to do it on the website because it's just another. I do all the web design and the web stuff for lots of things. So.
It's very time. Very time consuming.
Keeping on top of it all, I just don't have the time.
So you're not twittering every day.
Not as much as I should. Not as much as I am on there.
I did see your website your news page needs an update.
Yeah, I know. I've not done that.
Or don't date anything. That's the other way. That's the other way of avoiding that.
Oh gosh, I know. Well, we've got lots of stuff coming up, so I will be updating that just shortly. But there's just not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, of course. What are your influences? And why did you start? I don't know, your background. I mean, so when did you start playing and realising that music was for you?
Probably not till I was close to leaving school. I'd always had music around me. My parents aren't musicians, but my mum was a dancing teacher, so we had a lot of music played in the house, we had traditional Scottish music, but we had a lot of songs from the shows. but just whatever she was choreographing at the time. And so I started piano lessons when I was 7, which was mainly classical music based, and then my folks bought me an accordion for Christmas one year when I was about 14.
Did you go like, whoa?
No, I think it's because my enthusiasm for
I want an electric
piano.
guitar.
Oh no!
A drum kit.
Well, I got a guitar at some point. I've played the guitar for a wee while. I had some fiddle lessons. I played the flute for a bit. But I think because I could already play the keyboard, like in that side of things, they got me an accordion. And I think my enthusiasm was sort of starting to wane for classical piano, so they wanted to keep me going. So I got the accordion, and I had a great local teacher who was a really cool guy. He was really good at connecting with teenagers on their level. So it was partly through playing the accordion in a school ceilidh band, and also a band run by my accordion teacher. Both of those bands, when I was about 16, 17, decided they wanted a singer as well. And I still have no idea why anybody thought that I might be able to be the singer. I wasn't particularly outgoing. I didn't say I was a singer. I had never really sung in public before. But I was pushed to the front, and that was really when I discovered that I had the passion for singing, and I loved to sing.
Won't you wear your silly trousers and your floppy feather hat? Come on laughing down the road, follow the Cheshire Cat. Well, your friends, they will all be there, and they'll all be taking tea. So come on laughing down the road, come and follow me. Come along and sing of summer coming on. Come along and sing of summer, summers are coming on. Summers are coming on.
Presumably this was traditional music.
This was, at that time, it was traditional Scottish and Irish songs. And I mean, in the privacy of my own bedroom, I was singing, everything into a hairbrush. But in public, that was what I was doing. And so on leaving
school... And being
school,
part of a band.
Being part of a band and...
Keeps you in that, doesn't it? I mean, it holds you in that scene.
It does, and it was brilliant experience to be sort of shoved to the front, and especially in the band that my accordion teacher put together, I had to be the spokesperson as well, so I had to introduce them, and it really taught me the stagecraft of getting over that, talking to an audience and just getting on with it. He was the kind of guy that just said, come on, don't be stupid, just do it. And I did.
Tell him about the next song.
And so from an early age I was comfortable talking to an audience, so that was good. And so leaving school, I found out there was a new degree course at the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama in Glasgow. It's now been renamed the Conservatoire of Scotland. But it's the only place in the world you can do Scottish music to degree level, and it was a very new course. I think my year was only the 4th intake, and so I didn't really have any major plans, even at that point, really to make music a career. I was still considering going to art college, actually. And anyway, I went off to do that course just out of interest and to see what it was like, and I really enjoyed it. It was quite an academic course. We did Scots and Gaelic language and Scottish history alongside your principal instrument and your second study. So,
Have you ever been tempted to just do the Gaelic route like Julie Fowlis does? She does that.
Julie's from that part of Scotland. I'm from the complete opposite end where Gaelic was never actually spoken. So as much as I enjoyed... I'm Lowland. I'm a Lowlander. So as much as I enjoyed learning it, it's not really part of my personal heritage. So,
do you write your own stuff now?
I do, yes. Alongside the traditional material, I've always had an interest in songwriting as well. And it's also making the two marry together, because I guess when I first started songwriting, I wrote very much in that vein, using traditional songs as a sort of template to follow, and using old language and Scots language. And then I guess nowadays...
Write your own traditional song.
Yeah, and I think, some people
but
would
claim all the copyright.
Well, they would say, I don't know, is that a traditional song or is that newly written?
That's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
because it gives you the confidence then to go, well, they're not going like, what's that one? That's rubbish.
That's what I was aiming for at the time. Whereas nowadays, I don't write all the time. I kind of swing backwards and forwards between real traddy stuff and newly written stuff. But when I do write nowadays, it tends to be just more in a contemporary form.
Do you mix the two? You still mix the two?
I do still mix the two, yeah.
Because I like Bella Hardy. She started really trad.
She did, yeah.
And now she's
gone pretty much the complete other end, hasn't she? Yeah. Which presumably
for an artist, there must be a temptation to do as you write songs and realise that people like them and will buy them.
Yeah, totally.
Hang on, I can do this. So why do I need to keep in the sort of traditional well?
Well, I enjoy traditional music. I can't see me ever stopping singing traditional song. I have as much passion for that as I do for new written stuff. So it's
part of who you are.
It's part of who I am and my music, and I think that's great about the folk genre is that you can encompass both of them. So,
talking about the folk genre, what are your? It must be great now because it's vibrant and fantastic, and you know, it's really good, and it's getting a lot of profile and things. Do you? Is that something you feel sort of surprised by, or are you sort of happy?
I think it's great. I think
that scene.
I think it's great because I think in the folk scene, the musicians are real musicians. The level of musicianship, especially within Scotland now, is so high. Whether that's partly down to a renewed interest in the music, but also in the type of degree courses that I did. I know Newcastle, they do one as well. There's a traditional music degree there. It makes people studying traditional music really up their game because there are so many people wanting to do it. So you can't just say, I can batter out a set of tunes, or I can sing a song roughly around the edges. No, I think it's really good for people to be aware that it's not just the music is still at the core of that, and knowing and respecting that tradition, but also taking it forward. It's a whole package, and so I think it's really great that there's this interest in folk music, and it's climbing in status alongside more commercial music. So it's good.
And there's a lot of female artists.
There's loads of female artists.
I mean, if you look at rock, it's still a very small percentage, isn't it?
That's true.
Not many teenage girls start a band, but lots of teenage boys start a band.
That's really true. Since I started, when I started out as a folk singer, there was Kate Rusby, and there was other greats also. But through the years, there has been such a huge influx of female folk singers. So, but we've all got something different to bring to it as well. I think it's a great thing. So
it's a slightly different take. I think that's and this area is great because there's a lot of good folk clubs around this area. I mean, within say a 50-mile radius. There's a lot of really nice places to play in intimate venues. It's good. Yeah, so it keeps the live scene alive.
That's it.
Which 15 years, 20 years ago, we probably thought was all gonna. That's it.
But
computers are gonna kill us.
Isn't it amazing how it has bounced back then?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's brilliant. I better stop, hadn't I? But thank you very much.
That was a broadcast production by Glovebox Live UK.